So you've been eating cheese your whole life, right? No, you haven't. No, I'm telling you, you haven't. Chances are the cheese you've been eating up until today and the one you buy at the supermarket are fakes. And I am not talking philosophically or metaphorically. In fact, the fake cheese industry is almost as big as the real cheese industry, at least when it comes to Parmesan cheese, where fake cheese sales reach $2 billion annually, putting it almost at the same level of sales as real cheese. But where does all this fake cheese come from? Why doesn't anyone do anything about it? And more importantly, is there a way to eat real cheese? Let's start by saying that there are two types of fake cheese: legal fake cheese and illegal fake cheese. Legal fake cheese is the one you'll generally find in your favorite supermarket, recognized by its low price compared to real cheese and its high content of non-dairy ingredients. Some legal fake cheeses contain ingredients like cellulose powder or palm oil. As for cellulose powder, there is no conclusive information yet indicating it has a harmful effect on health. But palm oil, well, palm oil has been categorized as an unhealthy ingredient contributing to the development of cardiovascular diseases. Still, companies are free to market these products as long as they comply with a very simple condition: not to advertise them as cheese, but as cheese analogues. It is common to find cheese analogues such as cheddar, mozzarella, parmesan, and Gouda in virtually any supermarket, not just in the US, but around the world. Countries like Chile, for example, face a public health problem due to the existence of cheese analogues that, even though labeled as such, are displayed alongside real cheese or dairy products, misleading consumers at the time of purchase. Many restaurants, especially fast food chains, use cheese analogues instead of authentic cheese, given the huge cost difference, allowing them to improve their profit margin. The problem with cheese analogues is that, as consumers, we are not able to distinguish the taste of real cheese from a fake one because many of us have never ever eaten real cheese, making it easy for many fraudulent merchants to take advantage of our ignorance and make us buy fake cheese at real cheese prices. This is the illegal fake cheese, and it's not uncommon. In fact, in 2012, the FDA inspected a cheese processing plant in Pennsylvania to discover that the company owning the plant had been distributing fake Parmesan cheese all over the United States for 3 years. The company, named Castle Cheese, was selling a mix of cheap cheeses as 100% Parmesan and charging as such, making huge profits in the process. However, the adulteration of the cheese itself was the least of the problems. The FDA also discovered that Castle Cheese was storing its products improperly, fostering the development of bacteria and putting consumers' health at risk. The big question here is, how did they manage to evade controls for 3 years? And the answer is that they had help from David Trotter, an FDA inspector who approved the plant's operation on multiple occasions, allowing them to continue deceiving consumers. This is a typical example of food fraud that the FDA calls EMA, economically motivated adulteration, and might be more common than we'd like to admit. The FDA defines EMA as the action of substituting high-value ingredients with cheaper ones within a product without informing the final consumer, aiming to maintain high prices that allowed for increased profits. Products most prone to being counterfeited are those for which consumers are accustomed to paying premium prices, such as cheese, olive oil, some seafood, and some baby products. In fact, it is estimated that the value of adulterated products worldwide amounts to $40 billion a year. Not insignificant. Now, if this is such a known problem, why isn't anything being done about it? Well, attempts are made. In 2008, it was discovered that some Chinese manufacturers were adding melamine to infant formula to make their products appear protein-rich. Measures were taken, but the damage was already done. The addition of this ingredient caused kidney failures in babies, with thousands of hospitalizations and at least 6 deaths reported. And the case of Castle Cheese also joins the list of companies that have been judged and sanctioned for marketing adulterated products. However, the FDA itself acknowledges on its website that identifying such products is not an easy task, due to the fact that fraudulent formulations had been carefully studied to avoid controls. So, specifically speaking about cheese, is there a way to identify fake cheese even though we probably never eaten real cheese? The answer is yes. There are 2 objective criteria you can use next time you want to buy cheese to know if what you're about to consume is authentic cheese. The first of these criteria is the label. The label of authentic cheese has 3 important data: the origin, the aging time, and at least one certification verifying its quality. This is especially true in the case of Parmesan cheese, which even has its own official Italian consortium that establishes the criteria to consider a wheel of cheese, or at least a portion of it, as true Parmesan or Parmigiano Reggiano. With just this criterion, you'll be able to identify 90% of the fake cheeses marketed in any supermarket. But if you need more proof, you can use the second objective criterion, which is the list of ingredients. The production of authentic cheese is a millennia-old art that requires skill and knowledge. Yet, the ingredients needed to produce the highest quality cheese are few and simple. In fact, in the production of authentic cheese, regardless of its variety, salt and dairy ingredients are almost exclusively used. Therefore, an extensive list of ingredients that includes starches, vegetable oil, cellulose powder, and preservatives is almost certainly a sign of a fake or at least low-quality cheese. Regarding the list of ingredients, it's also important to consider the order in which they appear, as according to international labeling standards, ingredients must be listed in descending order. So, a cheese whose first ingredients include chemical substances is almost certainly actually a cheese analog. At this point, you might wonder, why does it matter? Why do we want to know how to differentiate between fake and real cheese? Well, there are several reasons, but perhaps the most important are the impact that the fake cheese industry has on authentic cheese producers who strive to produce cheeses that exceed their customers' expectations. They and their families depend on this activity, and the marketing of fake cheeses at prices against which they cannot compete greatly affects them. But there is also another reason why all this matters, and it's your right as a consumer to choose what kind of food you want to introduce into your body, or at least to be informed about the origin and manufacturing method of the food you consume. The existence of fake cheeses marketed as authentic violates this fundamental right by making you consume an adulterated product at the price of a real one. Obviously, it is up to you to decide whether this fight is worth it, or if, on the contrary, you prefer to accept what the market has to offer without questioning it too much. So tell me, what do you plan to do?